He doesn't care whether he makes the stateside or not. Tem wants to make the stateside, so he'll be feeling the pressure right now. It's a matter of whether he can hold up and not chop up. Scotty couldn't care less, because that's just his attitude. He's exactly the same as me at the moment. He couldn't care less. And as far as Paull, Clack and Shane Fell, the reason I say 4-1 is because I just think Clacky has too much class. Meanwhile, we have already started. There is no mucking around. Dan has decided that these two will be Shane Fell and Paull Clack. I think Scotty looks more like Shane than Clacky. Very hard to replicate Clacky's nose, though. It's a tough gig. And I'll tell you what, this is a tough out that Scotty's got straight up, because the transition from ball to ball is not ideal. And I'm going to make the call now. He does not make this out. In fact, the best thing you could do right now is put this over the hole. But he will go for it. Plays it. That's the best result he could have asked for. I know he's tried to pot that, but that is his best result. And now Tem comes to the table thinking, well, I would like to have gone in and then you chopped up, because then I don't have a hard out. Now he's got to play a double. Won't complain if this goes over the hole. I don't know, he's decided to cover. See, I don't like that shot. Well, I think Scotty plays this into the side rail and into the yellow, and just pushes at the bottom rail and just keeps Tem under the pump. Scotty has other ideas though, and puts another ball over the hole, and he's played it well. Tem backdoor this, put over the other side of the table. Good shot. I still like this shot I said before. Play the red, side rail into the yellow. Push your red up a touch, put the yellow on the bottom rail. You don't really leave a lot on. To me, like this red that he's looking at now to the centre, I think you've got to leave it there for now. It's not any immediate danger. Tell you what, Shane has hit the cover off that red. He's absolutely put into the car park. Plays the double. I'll tell you what, he's played it too well. He still has the shot I'm talking about, though. Just doesn't want to play it. Maybe I'm off my head. I just don't. He's got to play for a double if he's going to get this out. Double on the red. And that's exactly what he's played for. I'll tell you what, one cannot criticise the man's white ball right now. He is on a string. And if he makes this out, oh, he's hit it like a fairy. Too busy. Well, to be fair, he probably was trying to hold the white. Now Tem says, give me a snooker. Scotty says, you beauty, I'm going to come cross table and get out of this. Cross table coming up. Wants to hit the far ball, as in the one that's furthest from the pocket. Wanted to hit it first rather than rail first, but still keeps the pressure on Tem. May see Tem play the ball right in the middle of the three and just take the white ball over the side cushion again. That's exactly what he's done. Ooh. How's the gap go? Even if there is a gap there to pot that red, it's too risky. There is no gap. So cross table again coming up. Tell you what though, if he gets this one right, he was pretty much here before. Well, that's a result. He'll cop that.
It's a good chance now if he knocks in his red. He's on the black.
Over the well, is there a gap there, Mick?
Yeah, there's definitely a gap there.
You can tell from 10 metres away?
I can. I've got good eyes that are fading quite bad. I need glasses again. I wore glasses for 12 years.
Well, you just decided you didn't need them anymore.
I took them off at the age of 17 so I can get a girlfriend. Ain't got a girlfriend. And then...
I hope you're not going to tell that to your son. Maddox, you have to take your glasses off in order to get a girlfriend.
No, he's got like 7 of them at the moment.
7? He's flying.
Yeah, that was definitely wrong by Tem to hit that in quite hard. Yeah, he had to play it quite soft.
Well, has he got a mini result? I mean, he has played for the white ball deep. Question is, does this go? Scotty says, yes, I'm loading up. I'm going to punch it in. I'm going to say that he undercuts this. I'm going to say it's on the right side of the table. Oh, he just bangs it in like it wasn't even there.
I'm actually hoping here, for a sideline point of view, Shane Feld to make the final here, make his first state team.
Oh, Scotty.
I think you've got to take that in the centre there.
That one time there about middle and corner pockets, I will agree with you, Mick. That was middle all day long.
And about 5 minutes ago, you're definitely wrong again.
No, I was definitely right about that last one, but that one was middle all day.
No.
It was a big pocket. There was no danger, and he rushed the hell out of that. We're getting close to the finish line here for a state team, and I said he wouldn't give to U Beauties about whether he made it or not, but maybe I was wrong because that was a genuine chop up.
Everyone that plays in this tournament over this weekend cares about making the state team. I don't care what they say.
Is that right? Oh, damn, that's a shocker.
That is a shocker.
gives the tongue. See, this is what I'm talking about. He's feeling the pump as well.
Probably the twins that are about to pop out.
No, he wants it. Don't worry about that. Will he recover from that last shot? This is a much harder black than you had before.
I think.
Oh, what a shot. But he's pot the yellow, and Tem has just been kissed on the U Beauties by fairies. And I'll tell you right now.
Give me another one.
That shot there, Tem is actually feeling $1 million by losing the frame but winning. Oh, Jesus, Mick. Shane Feld plays a... Oh, actually, I think he's left this yellow on. I mean, Clacky can definitely get through to this yellow. As Dan expertly misses the break again. Tem, I would imagine, will take yellows here.
Yellows.
He says yellow. Oh, look at this shot from Clack. I'll tell you what, I've got to say, I don't know if I agree with that choice of shot, but... One shot here from Tem to open this frame wide open and make it a pretty simple air. I would actually personally play the plant here. Wow, that hasn't worked out amazing. I think the trickiest ball was actually the one on the left-hand side of the table where the two reds are. And he could have eliminated that straight away and had plenty of linking balls. So it's actually quite difficult to commentate at my face because we've got a lot of losers in this section right now. So all the winners are too busy playing, says Robbo. Yeah,
Robbo's just come over and he's blowing bubbles out of his mouth, trying to land them in like everyone's drinks.
And he We did capture, Robbo, that excellent punch of the Q rack there as well. It was a kick, was it? Sorry. I'm sure
in all
if
fairness,
folks replay it, they'll see that.
It's a good defence, going for 3 in a row, falling short, but good defence.
Against a reputable nobody as far as the public's concerned,
Against
too.
an absolute nobody.
Yeah, why?
But what about his porno mustache? Oh, Temi.
And Tem is he's
Definitely,
about to
he's $1.04 to go 2-0 up here.
go. Yeah, and I think
Has he got a porno mustache?
I called Tem to win 4-2, but I think this could be a blowout now because that pot of Scotty's black and the pot of Tem's ball.
Yeah, Shane's got his Shane. What? I mean Shane Temi. I mean. I think a Shane Tem final is on the cards here.
I think Tem will be in the stateside in about the next 10 minutes, and I'm sorry, folks, but I'm going to say Clacky still wins this match.
I like Clacky, of course, but I always go for the underdog. So.
Why is that, mate? Because you are one.
Because I'm one, yeah. Let me tell you something. If Shane doesn't make this out, he will lose 4-1.
I'm now going to say that he will not make this out.
If he makes this out, I think he can win 4-2 or 4-3.
What was my score prediction for this match before it started, Mick? I said 4-1. And I reckon that red that he just didn't get on, that's on its lonesome by now, will hurt him.
I think you're
badly.
underestimating Shane. I think he'll make this out. If he doesn't, I think he'll lose.
Do you want 20 on it?
20 push-ups, because I think you can do 20 push-ups.
I could wreck him in push-ups.
You can't wreck me in anything, man.
What are you talking about?
You can't wreck me in anything.
Anything at all?
No.
Really?
No.
Should we set a cage up?
You know what? Give me a week, and in a cage you'll be in trouble.
Here we go. Give you a week.
Oh, mate, I've seen you cuddle some big women.
I'll tell you what we'll do, mate. We'll bring Robbo's skills out with our little kicking skills over there. We'll go kick for kick in the thigh, just above the kneecap, and we'll see who lasts longer.
You've got thighs the size of...
Oh, look at this shot from Clacky. No good. But anyway, you would have lost 20 because Shane didn't even try and pot out there because he obviously was never going to make the out.
Surely he can make the out now.
I'm telling you now, this red that is on its own is a massive worry for him. He is talking himself out of making this out because of that red.
The red on the bottom right now is his last ball.
Yeah, but he will not. He's so worried about it. I mean, he has to commit now. He has no choice.
He's got the hairstyle like a champion. Oh
wow.
My God. Shane, you disappoint me.
You have to punch that in. You've got to punch that in.
You know
maybe he played as a safety.
I'm backing. If Paul gets this, he's going 1-0 up.
Oh, good call, mate. You're amazing. I wish I had your skills.
You just Clacky, come on, mate.
Oh, what a shot from Clacky there. That is not a horrible pot at all, and Paul Clack will go on and make the stateside. You heard it from me first. And Tem Dixon will also make...
What did I say 2 seconds ago?
Tem Dixon will win this match as well, and I will make a score prediction for the final, even though we don't even know who's in it yet, but we really do. Because I'm a genius at predicting things, Mick. Unlike you are an imbecile. Tem over chops, but I'm going to say Clacky beats Tem in the final. Sorry, Rio. But I'm going to say Clacky wins 5-3.
If you know what, if it's Tem versus Clacky, I'll go Tem.
All right, you do that.
I bet you 2 babies.
Those little Chico ones that you buy in the packets, the chocolate ones, they're nice.
What the hell is that? Can we do some light?
We're going to do some player interviews, but...
Can we interview Robbo now that he's just lost? Go on.
Maybe I should.
Yeah, let's interview some. I think it's interview time. It's not home time. You maybe wait 7 hours. You're gonna watch this final. You're gonna sit down, have a few drinks, and watch this final. No, we're not going.
Robbo, you've yet to watch a final you haven't been part of.
You owe me a drink. Give me a drink. Give me a drink. Yeah, now.
So Tem is decimating now. He is causing absolute destruction.
I'll take a picture and show while we're waiting.
And the problem now for Scotty is Tem's actually no longer feeling pressure because he's 3-0 up. He's no longer feeling pressure. Those little chop ups that you saw earlier will have disappeared. This is why scoreboard pressure is ultimately important, because you will see
That's right. It's not fine. I waited 7 hours rather than 9. I smashed it.
oh, great shot there from Clacky. Another good shot there from Clacky, just locking the frame down.
He's got the keys. I'll build them my house next week. Actually, tomorrow they're starting. It's not gonna rain. They gotta move some dirt. Doesn't matter.
Excellent shot from Shane there. He's covered the red, made it difficult for Clacky.
No. See you later. No. I'm not. Staying.
Just to give you guys some background on what's going on here, because I know the commentary hasn't been premium. Robbo's crying. And
Sure.
has massive boxes. Like basically, if you have a share in Kleenex right now, you're a millionaire. Okay, that's how it's sort of going right now. And he's ordering a cab that's going to cost him approximately $200. So apparently, there's no food on the table next week, and he's trying to guilt Mick into it. Mick wants to stay because he's drunk and would like to drink another 3 or 4 more pints and do the right thing by the commentary team and not do anything more but commentate about this match. And drink my beer as well, apparently.
I waited 6 hours for him. It's not my fault he made the final.
So our Mothers Club meeting is now over, and we'll get on with this match. And at the moment, it's pretty much one-way traffic, and that's TD.
Yeah.
Although I'll tell you what, do not like that shot at all. And I'll tell you why I don't like it, Mick. Tem just says, I'm going to put this ball over the hole, put you under pressure, but I just made it so I can't pot out either. And when you're 3-0 up, you want your balls in potable positions, and you want your opponent under the pump.
Yeah, Tem's a big favourite here to make the final.
Oh, what makes you say that when you're 3-0 up? Can you give us the reasoning for why you think that, Mick?
About 7 points.
You know, I did some commentary in Perth a number of years ago at the Nationals, and Rebecca O'Mara was actually commentating with me at the moment.
I know Rebecca.
And I told her I was going to teach her how to play pool by commentating. And I might have to do the same thing with you. The first question I asked when the ball's just been racked and the person had the white ball in hand, I said, what are they going to do now? And she said, they're going to break. I said, correct. And I said, it's just like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. They're going to get harder, the questions, the further we go. So we may have to do that with you.
I'm all for it, mate.
So what are you doing on reds here, mate?
What table?
The one on the right. The Tem's lining up to try and win the match.
Barger. On reds, I just knock the red at the top right here. I just knock it out. The guy on yellows can go for it.
But what about this? Will it?
Just get that red. You're losing right now.
So you think that red at the top that Tem's right near with his cue goes in the corner?
No. Get it out. Just,
you're talking about that one.
Just knock it out, and you're in front by a good shot or two. That's a good shot. Whatever happens here, it doesn't matter.
He's played that deliberately off the yellow as well.
Yeah. So whatever happens here doesn't matter. You're now in front.
Well, I really like this yellow on the bottom left-hand side of the table.
Well, you're in trouble.
Chop this in front of the other red.
That's why I haven't won a major in like fucking 30. I mean, that's 3 times I've said the F word. I'm so sorry.
Look at this. And he's...
We're going like after this.
Now, if I'm Tem here, I actually wonder if this red goes inside the yellow at the angle that he's on, because it looks really close.
The semis, man. Oh, whatever. I waited 6 hours. He's waited like 30 minutes. He can wait another 30 minutes. I've got my own car. That's right. I forgot about that. He was meant to drive. I forgot about that. Actually, I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
All right, folks, I'm going to put someone that can actually commentate next to me. Matt Kerwood is going to join us. Who has hung around. Actually, you must be waiting for someone as well, are you? Big chance here for Scotty. What's your thoughts on Scotty, Matty? Actually, he rolled you, didn't he? In your
yeah, he was actually bet me 3-2 in the round robin to get into the last 16. I feel like he's got not much of a safety game. He likes to pot.
Gets after him.
Yeah.
Which has obviously worked for him so far.
Yep.
And he's rolled Robbo as well, who obviously we know is very methodical and plays the right shot the majority of the time. Look at this shot.
That is absolutely huge.
And this is what Scotty does. Freewheels, just gets on with it, doesn't really care less about where his opponent's balls are. He cares about his own. He says, I'm just going to go out. But
that is a bad shot.
Yeah, and this is the issue right here. The cleanliness that's required to rack four or five frames together at the business end of the comp may be hard. And I actually think that's lost him the match.
I don't think Tem can lose from here now.
He's really got to come off 2 rails, doesn't he? Right hand side rail, top rail. It's a tough shot, but I don't see a choice. I don't think killing this black's going to help him.
No.
All that does is make the yellow not on. All I see Tem doing here is, although Tem likes to attack as well, but put this over the hole, bump the other one off the rail and win. I don't know why he hit it so hard. And something else I wouldn't have done there. The natural feeling is to take the white ball away as far as you can from the person's object ball. But in that situation, I felt it was a mistake because...
Yeah, he can come up and lay on the bottom.
Exactly, he can get out of this now, whereas if it's hard up on the side rail, he can't come off the bottom rail and lay up on the yellow. So I felt that was an error.
And he also has a chance to even hit the yellow full and knock the black up the rail to open up his yellow as well.
And that's exactly what you want to do. You want to hit this yellow very full, push the black up a foot. Scotty says, shut up, playing this red. It's a strange choice of shot. He's promoted it perfectly over the hole.
That is no good.
And he just says, Tem, have a ball that you can kick the black out with. Tell you what, you do not want to play this shot and hit it bad. You're just asking to foul here. Oh, he's played it off the red. I didn't even see that shot. That was well spotted. That was an excellent shot. I'll tell you what, people that don't know this bloke, there is some fair brilliance in his game if you get to see it. It's just he's got to loosen up and be allowed to freewheel for you to actually be able to see it consistently. But he's got the shots.
Now he doesn't want to double kiss the black here, so it stays where it is. Almost wants to hit the yellow first, and then into the black.
Yeah, any double kiss is horrible here. On either ball, double kiss is bad.
That's perfect.
He's played it very well. And it really doesn't matter what he does here, as long as he gets high on this last red over the middle pocket. This doesn't even have to go in. And it doesn't. And it won't even matter. Temujin Dixon is about 30 seconds maximum away of making the state team for the first time in, what, 2 years that he's been here? Well, this is the first time he's tried to make it. And the only thing he can do stupid here is going off the middle. Can't see it happening. He will land fat on the black and win the match. Meanwhile, Shane fell. And shake of hands. Tem is now our first member of the state team. And let's not hope he takes the foot off the pedal here, because there's still a title up for grabs. Shane Fell says, I'm not going away. I'm going to go 2-1. So I predicted 4-1 on this scoreline, Matty, so if Shane wins anymore, I got that wrong.
I reckon 4-3 Clack.
4-3. I predicted 4-2 with Scotty and Tem, but after I saw that first black and the pot of the yellow, I sensed a potential whitewash.
Scotty actually was knocking a lot of long blacks in today in the round robin.
Very carefree, but the problem is with the style that you play, when you're that open, you get to a business end, you start missing a couple, you get locked down. So Katrina Defina has just been confirmed our first female state team member. And the other person will be the winner of Colby Paull and Lyndall Element. I don't know what the score is. I'll try and find that out for you. Although Lyndall looks pretty stressed over there, so I'm going to have a guess that Colby's doing all right. The looks can be deceiving, but yeah, Lyndall looks... Okay, so Colby's 3-2 up, race to 4. And I'll promise you right now, whoever wins that match out of those two will win the state title. Colby, I actually made the call last year when Colby won the state title that she will win the next 3 out of 4. Good double there from Clacky if it went in, but it didn't. And that was pretty casual, wasn't it, Matty? Like, it didn't really take a lot of time on it. And here's a man that will make sure that he takes his time on every shot and gets it right. Very intense man.
Do you look at covering the bottom right pocket here, Jamie?
I think if the red passes it's in the centre of the table, just the right of the yellow, I think if this goes in, you're not probably too worried. But I mean, you've got a couple of terrible balls on the table that you've got to deal with. To be honest, I think if that goes over the hole, you feel better about this frame. I think right now this out doesn't happen. I mean, I don't see an out here, Matty.
Yeah, I don't either. Two dead
Once
balls
again,
on the
you've got
rail.
to put this over the hole. And the hole is getting dug even deeper.
Now he has to play a big shot.
You know what I
to the
see
top
here?
left.
Just play this dead weight top left-hand corner. Hope it doesn't roll. You got the back double on the ball on the right side rail.
Still, it's a hard out.
But you want to land really high on it, so when you play the thin cut, you're actually going into the red and black. But then you've got to deal with this ball on the left-hand side table as well. It's just a ridiculous out to have to play.
I think he should have backed up 3-4 shots ago and set it over, red over that bottom right corner.
Tell you what,
But that is
not a bad
massive
shot.
shot.
I will give you the insight too. These tables at the moment are hugging the rails really hardcore. But what they also do when you're playing a shot like that, they're drifting into the rails. So for him to have judged that at that pace is not a bad shot at all.
Because if that missed, Clacky was out and 3-1
So there is a huge chance. Start off the side rail, try and land really straight on this double and just play it dead weight, and he lands behind the other one. That's too much angle. Too much angle. And I don't think you can double the one that's below the black either. I think you can't get enough purchase on that.
There still is a safety option. Just bump the red out off the rail and snooker him off the top balls and the bottom ones.
I think that's the only shot, Matty. Like, you've got to keep yourself alive. And he would have seen it, because that's exactly the sort of shot that Shane sees. So. And all he's done there is he's gone around and checked the availability of the yellow on the bottom cushion, because he's going to leave them on it. You can't not. You can't snook on every ball on the table and not leave a thin cut on the ball on the bottom. But what he doesn't want is to leave it so a safety can be played on in return. I don't know. This is the most ridiculous shot you could have ever thought of to play.
Wow.
I don't even care if that works out right. That is just unbelievably crazy. Clacky says good shot, but mate, that was madness. But
Clacky just doubles this yellow on the right-hand side down to the bottom right.
yeah, take the white ball side rail.
Apparently he doesn't.
Oh, actually, you know what he's going to do? He's going to pot this and then get behind it. I thought he might pot it and go inside, but still a good shot because he's got the snooker.
But I think he can still play that shot and cover the pocket as well.
You're talking about playing the yellow that the white's closest near?
Doubling that yellow down and still taking the white to that path.
So that's just, that shot there is death for Shane as well. Like, hasn't helped him at all. It's just killed a red completely. Gives Clacky a million options. And your shot now is a bit more risky, Matty, because if you take white ball left side of table, you leave that ball that he's put on the rail to chop across.
Well, why doesn't Clacky play this one closest to the black spot, go up for that shot, and then play it off the red and open his other yellow up, out?
Oh, that's advanced Paull, Matty. Didn't see that. So, to me, I don't want to take that risk. I don't mind potting the ball that you've just talked about, but I'm happy to just get over there and just plug it over the hole and just say, well, you know, use the black as cover and say, well, you've got no chance to win this frame now. Clacky's going to... I think he's actually tried to pot that and play the shot I said. Or yours, whichever one he felt more comfortable. I think if he had got straight on it, your shot would have been the go, but at that angle's no good. Like, it's too much accuracy required. Get straight on, though. You can play it with quite a bit of confidence.
So what does Shane do here?
Do you reckon he can hit this full ball? If you can hit this full ball, you just basically play a dead weight shot, full ball onto it. I don't know why he's fouling.
Playing this yellow into the red to kill it.
Well, there's no longer any balls that will go up inside this red now. But he's left Clacky a ball that he's just eyeing off now to see the angle on the pot. Doesn't like it. He's going to eliminate his easy ball first and try and look for a better spot with the white. Tell me, I like this shot, Matty. Play the ball over the hole if you want to, just to get the position. But this yellow that's near the red on the right-hand side of the table, you're going to play that, backdoor the red to the top side, to the right side rail. You're on your ball along the rail. You can actually play that along the rail with some confidence. Yeah, especially the way these pockets are. They're just hugging them in at the moment. That's gone too far, yeah.
But I think he's actually going to play this other yellow
off the bottom of the red.
Off the bottom of the red. And if it goes in, he's out.
Yeah, this shot's huge. Actually, I think he's actually played for this now that you said that. Oh, played for a lot there, didn't he? He even played to kick that yellow on the bottom rail out as well. Surely he's got to tuck in here. He doesn't commit to this now. Could play the thin cut along the rail and take the white ball at the top end of the table. It'd be fairly safe, you would think. He gets it, he goes game. But the other option is to play the yellow on the right-hand side of the table, get another snooker. Hit it fairly full, cover the ball in the middle.
Go for this yellow across down the bottom of the rail.
He's looked at it twice now.
And he's putting his fingers where he wants the white as well. He just doesn't want to hit this really. He doesn't want to hit it soft. He wants to give it some. And that is
yeah, he's okay.
That's
all right.
A good shot.
Yeah, it is. Good shot to nothing. And Shane, I don't actually see a shot for Shane here, to be honest.
I think he's going to have to face cut this, and hopefully it comes off the yellow and it's over the hole.
I don't reckon you can actually play that shot you just said thick enough without double kissing it, can you?
I don't think it's going to double kiss.
Actually, more the point, can you actually hit that thick enough to get it across? Like the angle's horrible. I don't know, was he looking at chopping this as thin as he can off the yellow?
I don't like this. Or unless he's laying up and putting the red on top of the yellow.
Or trying to land inside it. Like that. Tell you what, nah, it's no good. So ball over the hole at the top end of the table, one would guess might be first, but if it's on, otherwise he might play this plant that he's looking at now. Don't like it. Other option, if he doesn't like either of those, tuck in for another snooker. He's got so many options right now, Clacky. He must feel in so much control. Just needs to make the decision that he is most comfortable with. Looks like he's going to play the little snooker. I'd actually play the bottom ball snooker here myself, but
yeah, that's just as good.
I like the bottom one because I think the escape's harder than this.
Yep.
Like you've got two balls to aim for here realistically, whereas the side one, if you've got to come for the side rail, you've only really got the ball in the middle to aim for. I just don't see Shane.
What do you do here if you're Shane?
Well, people at home thinking, how do you win this frame for me if you're Shane, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, the answer is don't get in this position. Like, it's as simple as that. This is one of these frames where you just hope your opponent chops up the out and gives you a chance. You have no chance to win this frame if your opponent keeps doing the right things. And other than fluking a miracle, like coming off the bottom rail, somehow picking that gap, I don't even know if it's possible, pot the ball in the middle, running down for a double on the red, I just don't see a way out of this. All he can really do is tuck up hard up on this yellow and force him to waste a shot.
Which I don't think is going to help.
Oh, he's tapped that terribly, and he puts his head up in shame because he knows that is just guaranteed loss of frame. Clacky's got an easy plant to open up things. Oh, there's his white ball going. Oh, it does its best to curve in. And that's what I mean by the only way Shane could win is if Clacky chops up. That was a fairly close effort. Just drop this in pretty dead weight. It doesn't even actually matter where you land the white here, because even if he lands dead straight, it's not a problem. Just has to clear the reds. There's no other issue here. probably use the side rail, get centre table.
Why didn't he top that in?
Don't know, but he's played it very well. And Clacky will take a 3-1 lead. And my 4-1, I'll tell you what, if I was a score predictor and I was allowed to bet odds, the 4-1 prediction would have paid about $9. And I'd have been a millionaire if it gets right. Probably would have paid more. Probably would have paid about 12.
Until you put the bet on Jamie and then...
Then the score ends up being Shane winning 4-1.
and
I'll
then
be
you
back shortly, folks.
She's my sister. But not just one group, but double Is it called? You could buy a car for that. That's what Mom said. Mom was never only curl cost more than that.
Oh, huge chance for Shane here.
To wreck your 4-1 scoreline.
Surely pots the ball over the hole here first because the plant's not ideal. So I think if he doesn't pot this ball over the hole first, he'll ruin this frame.
Might look thinner than it actually is. But yeah,
Gonna go for the cannon on the ball over the hole. Yeah, good shot. Excellent shot.
great shot.
Yeah, next question though, Matty. This ball that's furthest away from the action.
Do you play it in the centre or do you?
Well, this is
I
my
think he's
question.
gonna have to
Does
play
it go
for
in the middle?
I think so.
If it goes in the middle, it's all smooth sailing. If it doesn't go in the middle,
It's tight.
he's got to chop it and come off 2 rails. Goes in easy, says Dan. So it should be just a
Two
basically,
rolls,
yeah,
yeah.
a couple of roll-ins. Tap-ins. That's how I like it, apparently, Matty.
Tap-ins.
Yeah, or just like safe.
Jeez, wow, that's a good shot.
That is a great shot.
I tell you what, that was risky. That was risky as hell, but he's played that to perfection.
Yeah. No, it's still red. Yeah. But still, what we're here. Oh, yeah.
So the 4-1 prediction out the window. We're looking at 3-2. This off the break too, Matty?
Off Clacky's break.
Clacky.
Clacky went in off on the break. Oh, that is
Really
good.
easy.
And there you have it, 3-2.
Shane to break as
Shane
well.
to break.
Now, I think the girls have been sorted as far as the final is concerned. I think Colby won because she was 3-2 up and they've stopped playing. So I'm going to assume she won 4-2. And Katrina is playing as well, and they're not starting their final. Pretty sure they're going to play this final at the same time as the men, so they're both streamed at the same time. Shane dumps a white, and Clacky will say, "Thank you for the yellows." And he'll put the white ball on the right-hand side of the table and play the train straight away. And the link-up of these yellows is sick. This could be the end of the match at this visit because these link really nicely, these yellows. The hardest part about this out, in my eyes, is actually making sure you transition to the black correctly off whatever ball you choose to be the final ball. And if it's me, I'm probably trying to leave the ball over the right centre until last. Just underhit that a touch. Would love to have come a little slightly further, but will stun just past centre pocket. Now he's going to play the roll through and play the longer shot. Thought he might stun to the pass side. But there's where he's comfortable with. But that basically shows me that Claggy's decided this is not my last ball until last for the black over the hole. I'm going to play on it now, which is all fine. He's got heaps of options. There's multiple ways you can make this out. That probably wasn't what he played for. I think he's okay though. I think this will pass. Oh yeah. Yeah, see, that tells me for sure there's no way you won the cannons there. That's actually a big blue. Just slightly misjudged, and Shane with a big opportunity now to level up. And wouldn't this be something? If Shane could come back and win this match and make his first stateside, we'd have two players that have never made a Victorian stateside before in the team. But still a lot of work to do here for Shane. He's got a horrible ball on the bottom rail. The ball near the black is dodgy as hell. That's pretty much it. The ball at the top on its own as well. You just got to land on it neat, but you've got linking ball to it. But the opening shot, though, is the question. What does he do? I just don't see him going out and committing his shot. So the trickiest part about this for me, Matty, there's not really a spot on the table for the white where you can leave him off all three balls. You go to the left, you leave the one that's on its own. You go to the right, you leave the plant. The middle section is tough to land on, and even then you'd leave off a side rail onto the yellow to promote it over the hole or pot it and then land fat on the plant. So this is real tricky if you ask me.
That is very fortunate, actually.
Fortunate's one way to put that. That was massively lucky. I think he knows it. Comes to the table and is kind of thinking, wow, get a result. But the white ball, to be fair,
it's pretty safe.
Pretty good spot. He's actually put Clack into trouble here.
He just made himself favourite for the frame now.
Still think this red ball on its own down the bottom there is a shocker and keeping Clacky alive. I think the shot here is going to be really key because if you give Shane a shot at it, which he has,
just made himself into more trouble. Now looking at this frame, Shane should never lose it.
Well, Clacky's going to probably be stuck in a position now where he starts to smother to try and stay in the frame. I just think while Shane leaves this red near the hole, now I don't know about you, Matty, but if he doesn't,
he has to get this red on the bottom rail out now, I reckon.
Well, if he doesn't do too much damage now, by at least moving the red that's near the black or the one you just spoke about, I don't see a problem with putting the yellow on the red. You got two really horrible balls you got to land on. Traffic all sort of heading that way towards those yellows. Just eliminating balls for the sake of it now. I just don't like this. I actually see Clacky get back in his frame for me. These balls that are being eliminated is not what you want to see. Still doesn't help. Yes, he's on this red, big deal. I just see a smother coming and a potential work back in this frame happening here. Don't get me wrong, Shane's a big favourite right now, but it's one of those frames where your opponent can work their way back into the frame.
If you can hold for this red in the pocket, maybe he's going for the out. No.
Wow. Yeah, and more and more I look at that, I'd have flicked off that half ball, taken the white ball at the top end of the table.
Well, he hasn't left clacking much to do here.
He's left him in short range to smother, and that's what I don't like about this. I think he's going to try and land hard up on this red near the black. Oh no. He's just tried to smother. One thing it has done is it's forced Shane to play this pot first, because there's no way you're going to be leaving. Okay, I'm failing to see what the deal is here. What's the thought plan here, Matty? What's the thought process? Because is he really going to try and get on this red and then commit?
I don't know.
Or is he going to foul? Because he's not going to be on the red. You leave the red till last. It's really difficult to get on the black. And now you're just saying to your opponent, well, okay, I'm going to foul now, obviously. And you push the black in there, you risk a foul snooker.
I disagree with potting both of his reds there.
Push the black down, you push it to the left side rail. You've got 4 balls you've got to kick out one shorter. They've got to start chipping them out one by one. I mean, he's still a favourite, but it's all depending. You would think this black's going to... He can't play this in the middle of the 3 yellows. Oh, he's potted that. He's potted. No, he throws his cue on the table. A bit premature. But have a look at this, Matty. They all kick out.
Yeah.
Well, actually...
That red doesn't actually look all the way in the pocket.
Do you reckon these kick out? I reckon that the middle yellow is tricky to kick out. If you backdoor it off this outside one, it hits the other yellow and kind of stays there. So he's going to kick one out for now. Maybe he's just going to check to see if this yellow fits inside the red or not. He didn't walk that far, so...
You can actually fit a truck through there.
So, okay, the call is you can fit a truck through there, and that's why Clacky's doubled the yellow. The problem is, he probably don't want to take it now because he killed the yellow, so he's probably going to just be patient, wait another shot. That explains a lot why Clacky played the shot he did. Obviously, that yellow is supposed to be on, and then he just plays the blast out and goes game.
And if that yellow goes over the pocket, I think Clacky, he takes on the out.
Absolutely. Geez, he played that well. That was a tough shot to get perfect, the way the angle that he took. You slightly misjudged that, and you could potentially leave the white ball on the side rail.
So I think Shane actually has to either put the red over the hole much better or bounce that yellow up.
Now that I know that you can really fit a ball inside that red easily, I would have been working towards making it not possible. Whether you disrupt the red so you can't, so they're not like sort of next to each other, or they're more in a line with the red, so that way you can't sort of kick it in. I definitely wouldn't have played the black up out on the table now that I know the yellow goes inside.
See, when Shane had his 2 reds left on the table, why didn't he cut the black over to the bottom right where his red was? Clacky had 3 balls in there that went nowhere.
So he's going to try and make it so this yellow doesn't go.
I reckon play the yellow off the bottom rail into the
little
red,
gap?
into the red half ball. So it closes that pocket up.
Oh,
Just like that.
Yeah, you've
That's a
called
good
that
shot.
to a T, Matty. Tap at the table of appreciation there from Clacky, and I think it'd be fair to say Clacky's not the biggest fan in the world of playing a tactical frame. He likes to get going and make outs. Although not a stranger to it, as is any player from Ballarat, because they kind of got brought up that way. So one comes out. Don't be surprised if we see a yellow just float its way up over the pocket there with that black. And indeed it has.
That's a great.
Has left a gap, but I don't think Cluggy's going to be that stressed about it. And do you think Shane tries to put this black right over the pocket? He's going to pot the yellow.
I disagree with that.
He left him off the...
If he's left him off that other shot, off that other yellow, that is a great shot. He hasn't.
Thing is though, even if he cans this long ball, you still got to kick the yellow out. I mean, yes, it's a pretty common shot where you play it half ball and play it towards the centre pocket. Looks like he hasn't even played for the pot. It's a strange choice of shot that. The only reason I say that is if you're not going to pot it in the first place, why not double it back up the other end of the table, away from the bottom section of the table where you can allow him to even hit the red? So now he's got to chop off this.
And
he can't just leave the white down there.
He could double kiss it if he... Ooh,
It's a strange choice of shot.
I really disagree with that shot.
Well, it just allows him to just sneak into the red and just, like, if he can just roll up onto the red, he's got to
Shane
move the
just
yellow.
needs to roll up onto the red now.
Well, I can't believe he's not playing it.
Me either.
Well, that just cost him the match, potentially, because this is a perfect half ball to the centre. It's perfect. You couldn't put the white ball in a better spot.
Why doesn't Shane just roll up to the red, leave Clacky on that other yellow?
Like, and anybody at home that thinks if he gets this even close to the middle is lucky, you're off your head. That is such a common shot. Like,
That just lost Shane the match.
most people will probably try and smash it out, but all you've got to do is control that shot, and you will know you're going to have a pot on it. Any half ball contact is going to go towards the middle pocket. That is madness. And you know what? It's kind of good for Shane in one way that if he goes back and watches this and realises that, okay, well, I've just left that too easy. We'll learn from that. Jesus, that was a little close for comfort, but Clucky will go on to win 4-2.
I think Clacky should have just rolled that one in. I think he was drifting up for it anyway.
Well, you meant to just go past the middle side rail, but it's okay.
And there you go. Our final, Paull, Clack and Tem Dixon.
So, yeah. Well, that was obvious, but he screwed off it. He was never going to, like, you have to play a stun run through at pace like that. It's such a hard shot, a little white. It's just not the right shot. Just rest up on the red all day long there. Maybe he was worried about double kissing him, but it must have been that far away from the jaw if you could fit a yellow inside it.